Hello everyone, today's discussion is about the gut, the microbiome. A lot of people talk about the importance of the gut. And let me tell you this, we have so many microbes in our gut. 70 to 80% of our immune system resides in the gut. We are built of microbes. We have 1 trillion of microbes in the gut. And it's important to feed the good guys, the good bacteria, the microbiome. It's important to feed them with the good nutrition and good foods. Otherwise, parasitic infections, the bad guys, can take over. And there is so much that's happening in our world right now. We are bombarded by toxins and by parasitic infections, and a lot of people are sick. So I have another video that I talk about what not to do and 5 things that are destroying your gut. So it's super important. Make sure that you watch that video. I am going to link that video underneath this video. So make sure that you watch that video. 5 things that destroy your gut. Very important. In today's video, however, we are going to talk about what foods to eat to make our gut happy. Because if the gut is happy, we start to function properly, to think properly, no more brain fog, no more anxiety, no more depression, and so on. Our gut needs to be fed the good things. I'm Lily, and I'm an intuitive detox coach and guide, and I have programs. And we start with the liver, believe it or not, because if the liver is not cleansed properly and is not detoxed properly, the gut cannot really function properly. That's another important thing. And then we address gut and parasites in the next course. So the program is this. It's a Pretox. Then we detox the liver with the soup and with some other methods, mindset and emotions. Then we move into parasitic infections cleanses. And we address the importance of the gut and what to eat, what foods to eat, and how to get rid of parasites. You are more than welcome to, come to our programs. We also have support. We are supporting each other, and we have live classes, monthly live classes. Okay, talking about the microbiome. It's hard to have a clean and healthy microbiome if the liver it doesn't function properly. It's very, very important. If the liver is stagnant, and a lot of people have a stagnant liver due to high levels of toxicity that are happening in our world. Okay, so for the gut, it is very important to have diversity. That means a variety of foods on your plate, especially vegetables. They need to be all colors. That is very important. So diversity of your foods, it's very important. Why? Because we have 1 trillion of organisms, the small bacteria in the gut, live species, like about 6 pounds of live species organisms in our gut. So imagine 1 trillion, we need to feed them. And there are so many and so diverse, we need to feed them a diversity of foods, but the good ones. So I'm going to go into the next point that I want to make is that minimize processed foods as less as possible, because processed foods and especially bad fats, because if you go to a restaurant, what do they cook in? Bad oils. Unhealthy oils, okay? Bad fats. Bad fats are a no-no for your microbiome. It's very important, okay? So let's move into foods that are good for your microbiome, for the beautiful diversity and universe that it's in your gut. We have a universe in our gut. And the number 1 thing that you can do for your gut, it's fermented foods. They're considered probiotics, and probiotics are the good guys, the good bacteria. We lost the way we eat, the old ways. With our ancestors used to eat fermented foods. If you think about, all cultures have some sort of fermentation, okay? Fermented foods. I'm not talking about pickles here. Pickles are the ones that you are sort of make them in vinegar with some other things, and you buy them in store and they're full of chemicals. And no. You either make them yourself, or you know that you buy them from a reputable source. It's very important. Fermented foods are fermented vegetables and fermented foods like yogurt. Make sure that the yogurt that you eat, it doesn't have any sugar or like fruits or anything like that. It's got to be as clean as possible. If you eat dairy, then a good one would be Mediterranean yogurt, what's called, I forgot, it's gonna come. Kefir is the number one, or kefir, I don't know, kefir or kefir. It has even more strands of good bacteria than the yogurt. So it's very important to eat kefir. It's either milk, kefir, goat, or cow, or anything, or even water kefir is good. You can make it yourself. I used to make it myself. So kefir is another one. Fermented vegetables, the third one. Oh my goodness, I make them. When, summertime, I go to a farm and then I pick my own vegetables. I pick my own cucumbers, little pickling cucumbers, and tomatoes, green tomatoes, red tomatoes, some carrots, and then I ferment them. It's just water and salt. It's not a big deal. Don't add vinegar, please. These are not fermented vegetables. These are some other things, but fermented vegetables are just salt and water, okay, and some spices, and of course vegetables. Kimchi is another one. So in the Korean culture, they use kimchi, also vegetable. I make sometimes kimchi. It's spicy, it's yum, it's good. Sauerkraut. I make my own sauerkraut. It's amazing. Just cabbage and water, salt, some dill, and some other spices, and not a big deal. You can make it yourself. Make sure that you buy organic vegetables when you make your fermented vegetables. Miso and tempeh are another one. They use fermented soy. Make sure that are organic. This is very important. I kind of try to stay away from soy. I was never resonating with soy because a lot of it is genetically modified and is connected with bad estrogen, and bad estrogen leads to some other things, okay, we don't want to mention. Now, these are the fermented vegetables are considered probiotic foods. And these are the number one soldiers, okay, because they will protect your bacteria in the gut, your microbiome. But in order for the fermented foods to flourish and to grow, they need prebiotics. So the prebiotics are the food for the probiotics. And what are these? The prebiotics as fruits, you want to use apples and pears are really great, but the best fruits that you can use are berries, especially blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and wild berries. I love wild berries. They're full of vitamin C, antioxidants, and some other nutrients. You find them in Russian stores or Armenian stores or Mediterranean stores. Okay, so berries. For foods, sulfur foods or foods high in sulfur are great. Also, garlic and onions will feed your probiotics. They're great for your microbiome, okay? So garlic and onions. Artichoke. Jerusalem, especially Jerusalem artichoke, is high in inulin, and that feeds your probiotic. Chicory root, especially if some of you guys drink that coffee with chicory, that's great for your microbiome, okay? Asparagus, another one. As legumes, oh my god, I love my legumes, and I don't get bloated or anything like that because I cleanse parasites, but a lot of people get a bad reaction from the legumes, lentils, beans, or from peas, because they have parasites or parasitic infections. I used to get so bloated before. I cleansed the parasitic infections, no problem. No problem with a lot of things after I cleansed parasitic infections. So legumes, it's another one. We mentioned fruits. Blueberries are great, and especially things that are blue, like foods that are blue, consider blue. Blueberries are great because they're also great for helping to heal a fatty liver. Remember that, that's important. So foods that are blue, blueberries, blue carrots, purple carrots, purple sweet potatoes, purple cauliflower, what else? Red cabbage, red onions, they're kind of like purplish, right? They're great for your microbiome. They will feed the good bacteria in the gut. That's very important. Sulfur foods like broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower. We mentioned the purple cauliflower. Okay, they're great. Nuts like almonds or any kind of flaxseed, chia seeds, they're great, great, great to feed your microbiome. Variety of foods. We need to remember we need the diversity of food so we can feed different microbes because there are so many strands of microbes. Now, if you eat meat and fish, make sure that they're good quality. They're like grown with no hormones or no other chemicals because these days we are bombarded by a lot of toxins in our foods. So you gotta be very careful about the meat that you eat. It's fish that you eat. It's gotta be wild caught fish if you eat fish. Apple cider vinegar, it's absolutely great in feeding the microbiome, okay? Great. And not only that, it's also to balance the Candida overgrowth. And we have another video, actually quite a few videos about Candida overgrowth that I explain. A lot of people have issues with Candida overgrowth, so make sure that also check the videos below. Healthy fats. We were told not to eat fats. Well, if you don't eat healthy fats, our microbiome suffers. We need healthy fats. What are the healthy fats? If you eat meat or animal foods, then they're great, like ghee. It's one of the best healthy fats that's out there. Of course, organic butter, it's gotta be like good quality. Make sure that it's organic. It's or if it comes from New Zealand, it's good grass-fed. It's absolutely good. You gotta make you have to make time to do your own research and educate yourself. Food is important. Food can heal. Food is medicine. This is very important. So good fats like plant-based food, good fats, olive oil, good quality olive oil, coconut oil, and the only one that I would actually mention would be avocado oil. The rest, forget about all these oils. They're bad. Canola oil, soy oil, corn oil, all these like seed oils, like cotton oil or hydrogenated oils. They are really, really bad news. Margarine, oh my goodness, no way. Stay away from those. Especially if you eat at restaurants, that's the oils that are using to cook their foods because they're cheap and they're bad foods. They're horrible for your liver, and they're bad news for your gut. Okay, that's very important. Another one, so it's green tea. Green tea again. Don't use the tea bags because they're full of toxins also unless they're organic, and then do your own research. But just use like tea leaves, green tea leaves, and then you just make your own tea, and it's the closest you go to the earth and the more basic you go and you go to the root, the better it is. The food has to be real, the ones that we eat, in order to heal the gut, the good bacteria, the microbiome, and also the liver, and get rid of parasitic infections. This is very important. So green tea, it's a great one. We mentioned everything blue. It's great for the bacteria, for the good bacteria. Hydration, it's very important. It's in general for detoxification. And also you gotta boost your oral microbiome, not just the gut microbiome, but your oral microbiome. So I have another video that I talk about how to scrape your tongue. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, don't brush your teeth, don't do anything else, don't drink water, don't do anything. Just make sure that you scrape your tongue, because when we sleep, we accumulate a lot of toxins on the tongue and they recirculate. It's a biofilm that needs to be cleansed. And that's the way, it's a great way to detox your tongue, by scraping the tongue. And I have another video about that. I hope I'm gonna remember to post all these links of those videos that you guys need to watch. They're absolutely important. So scraping the tongue is another one. So boosting your oral microbiome, because the digestion starts in your mouth. And we need a clean mouth because a lot of diseases actually come from the microbiome, the bad bacteria, not the microbiome, sorry, the bad bacteria that's in your mouth. So make sure that if you are using toothpaste, you either make it yourself or you don't use the toxins like the fluoride, the sodium lauryl sulfate, which by the way is another like products like hygiene products or cleaning products. Make sure you don't wash that. Parabens, that's another one that's really bad because they disrupt hormones, and some other things like propylene, glycol, other toxins. So this is what I want to mention, you guys. I hope that you stay healthy and you get rid of these toxins because they're bad. We are bombarded. We live in a world that is toxic. It's toxic in the mind, in the spirit, in the emotions, in our foods. It's absolutely toxic. And a lot of parasitic infections everywhere. Internal parasites, external parasites. So I'm Lily again, and I hope to see you around, and subscribe to my channel. Blessings to you. Cheers to your health. Stay healthy and stay happy.